Hi, and welcome to your reading for the week of December 8th. This oracle message is intended for some inspiration and reflection, and maybe even a little clarity as we move into the week ahead. So, today I will be pulling our two cards. Let's see what the energy of the week is and what it brings us. So, this is the Karmic Path card. And as you can see here, this is being represented by Saturn. And Saturn is, I feel like, gets a bad rap. And for a reason. Usually, when we think about Saturn as far as astrology, we think about our Saturn return, which is a very specific period of time that brings some challenges forward. But I think with karmic path being connected here, what what I'm getting is what is not in alignment for you right now. And I know that um, sometimes when there's discomfort, when we're hitting those growth edges, things can feel like maybe they're not meant for us. But I'm feeling like this is Saturn's work. This is maybe not that it's not meant for you, but maybe there is something that needs to be done differently, or perhaps there is something here that is a lesson for you, whether that's of becoming a newer version of yourself, elevating your offerings, your products, your career, moving into depths that are new within a relationship or something like that. And when we are talking about a karmic path, this can feel sometimes like a little pressure. At least that has been something for me. As far as asking, like, is this what I'm meant to be doing? Is this the right thing? And and I think that those questions are really valuable. I think that when we start to have that introspection, when we start to do some more analysis and evaluation, taking inventory, checking in with ourselves, which is really so important, right? Because oftentimes we're looking at the exterior and the external world to give us clues on, am I doing the right thing? Is this working out? But when we talk about a karmic path, it really is about connecting yourself to a higher truth, to a purpose, to a deeper meaning. And this might be why Saturn feels so stingy. And Saturn is a teacher planet, so it is bringing some lessons. I think that this week is going to be serving up some opportunities for us to perhaps look at what is helpful, what is not helpful, and give us a little gentle nudge to, what do you want? What do you really want? What is it that you're here for? So, let's see what the energies supporting us this week are. And beautiful. I have the friendship card. And the friendship card is obviously about relationships, right? And one thing that I'm getting immediately is like, what kind of friend are you to yourself? Because when things feel sticky and when they are getting challenging, sometimes our own inner critic can kick into high gear. And sometimes those internal voices can be pretty harsh. We always talk about like talking to, others kindly, but do you speak to yourself kindly? And that's kind of the first thing that pops up around friendship is, how are you being a good friend to yourself? And perhaps, since this seems to be kind of an opportunity to process lessons or go through some growth opportunities, maybe this is a good time for journaling and taking the perspective of your own friend and looking at things from that angle, right? If your friend was going through a similar situation, what is something that you would say to them? Friendships can be really valuable as support. Yes, of course, they make up our community, and um, and hopefully you have a group of people that align with your values. But this might also be talking to, looking at lessons coming through friends, and um, nudging you into looking at if friendships are really aligned with you at this point in time. Um, the friendship card also feels like a reminder of not having to do things alone. And for many people, especially in the West, there is an idea of pushing through things, being hyper independent. And sometimes we need community. Sometimes we need to learn how to ask for help and how to reach out to people when we don't need to do things alone, or when things can just be easier if we connect with each other. So that can be something too in regards to going through some stuff this week. Who is in your on your team, whether that is friends, community groups, lovers, family, the people that make up that circle for you. And I think that it is about bringing that bigger and more expansive vision of, how do we do this together? And not having to push through things in the old way. We are definitely going through a big paradigm shift, which includes taking a bigger view and looking at situations, at life, at the world, and understanding what our part is. And so I think it goes both ways, right? Friendship is a reciprocal experience, and all relationships are like that. Your relationship to yourself is like that too. Your body understands how you're treating it and will reciprocate in the same way. And oftentimes, there are challenges that come up where we feel like, what is my body doing right now? But if we're able to befriend our body and bring kindness and gentleness, whether you're going through an illness or an injury or a heartbreak, whatever it may be, how do we treat ourselves with kindness? And well, I hope this helps. I love this actually for the week, and let me know how this lands. I will be putting up a Reiki session to integrate these energies later this week. So feel free to subscribe so that you can be alerted to that. Like, share, leave me a comment. It's all really helpful. But most importantly, take care of yourself and each other. Be well.